It's a surreal sight. This Black Hawk moved in just in the last few minutes from the Border Patrol, landing at that Homeland Security office on the Paramount side, right next to the Home Depot, and they are unloading this huge helicopter with, I mean, just boxes and boxes, dozens of boxes of ammunitions, less lethal weaponry. You see these tanks with flammable labels on the side, one after another, an entire shipment, as if they were getting ready for some kind of a major battle. I mean, it really has to be said, this is a remarkable sight. In the middle of a suburban street here, where they are just unloading all of these weapons, carts full of boxes and flammable weaponry. So you can see that it just made its own parking spot there in the parking lot of that Homeland Security office on the other side of the river, where all of this is taking place, and just a few blocks from that Home Depot and right across the freeway from where that car fire was, just a few blocks away, and the protesters and sheriff's department had been squaring off. But this site here at the Homeland Security office of these federal officials unloading dozens of boxes of weapons and ammunition is just quite a sight to behold here. Something I really don't recall ever seeing here. Guys, back to you.
Because his mother had died, my father, as the one processing the paperwork, put my grandmother down as his mother. And so I am illegal in this country. My parents are illegal here in this country.
So the reason I'm doing a lot of these videos back to back is to get the word directly out to a lot of Black Americans out there that you have others out there that want Black Americans to crash out for them. You have this woman that is in government, and she stated that she's sitting there right there in the government sanctum office, whatever you want to call it. And she's saying that she is an illegal immigrant, that she is not supposed to be here. She is not supposed to be here. And she's probably saying that while being in government. Then you got the videos of the cars directly on fire. I just recently saw some footage, pictures of the Kobe Bryant mural, being defaced again. Then you had, the comments that I was able to gather and give to you guys, where a variety of these people were like, oh, but there were Black immigrants too. And, what do you think is going to happen? After they're done with everybody else, they're going to come directly for you guys. Oh, did you guys forget El Salvador's president and Trump? They're building a prison down there in El Salvador to put Americans directly in, and yada yada yada, all this other type of stuff. Rah rah rah. Again, these are all scare tactics. If anything happens, let it happen. People don't understand that Black people are tired. We are tired of this type of pull, the type of games that everybody wants to sit up there and play. Culturally, everybody unanimously, it doesn't matter if it's white, doesn't matter if it's Latin, doesn't matter if it's Asian, African, whatever. Everybody said that Black people don't got no culture. All of y'all call us criminals. Y'all say that we can never do the right things, that everybody else on the planet is a better human being than Black Americans. Y'all say that everybody else is so pleasant, don't commit no types of crimes, no types of atrocities. But here comes the Black Americans. Look at what it is that they're doing. Always criminal minded, always this, always that, right? Y'all say that we don't contribute to nothing. So how is it possible that the ones that you consider the most worthless out of this whole planet is now the most important when it comes time for some protesting, some type of marching, and all of these other things? It's a little bit interesting to me and very disrespectful. On top of the fact of the other video where you got a Black Hawk that sat down in the parking lot and they started delivering ammunition because they are preparing to go to war with these protesters. And again, like I told people before, this is just, a test. They're going to see what the crowd reaction is and all this other type of stuff. They did it before, and again, people didn't listen to me for those 2.5 or almost 3 years. Like I said, it is what it is, and I expect the exact same thing to happen here. Like I said, it's a common occurrence that they will do a lot of these shows, and they'll show people what it is that they're doing in order to get people primed and used to certain things. You got a lot of people in line sitting up there saying one thing where it's like, they don't care because it's not affecting them. talking about white folks. And then you got the other side where it is the immigrants, where they're trying to go directly at the black community. Again, out of all of the communities that anybody Mexican should be talking to, y'all need to be talking to the white community, but you're not brave enough to do that. You don't have enough soul to actually do it. You have enough gusto, enough energy. You don't have that dog actually in you to have that type of veracity, animosity, that type of anger, that type of frustration. You will never deliver that energy to white Americans. And this is a fact, because you guys are continuously online talking about black Americans and what it is that we should be doing, how it is that we should care, how it is that we should be protesting, how it is that we should be paying attention, how it is that we need to band together, black and brown coalition, roar, all that good stuff, right? Crazy. Very interesting. But yet, as I see it, and how everybody else is talking about online, they're saying that, oh, look at what the Mexicans are doing. They're tearing up their own communities. They're burning up cars directly in the street for clearly no reason at all. They're tearing up sides of the concrete, defacing public property for no reason at all. Oh, that's right, because they're, in this type of mode where they feel a certain type of way. A lot of these people don't want to be in Mexico, but yet they want to be in the United States, but yet they're trying to serve two gods at once. And I keep trying to tell people that is not how it works. If you're going to be in a country, you're going to worship that God. You're going to praise that God. You're going to believe in that God, even if it was not ever originally your faith. That's just how it is. When the Rome do as the Romans do, right? But people want to make up their own rules once they get somewhere, which doesn't make any type of sense. Like, it's crazy to me that you want to fight so hard to basically stay in a place of which is trying to tell you that, yo, you need to, actually mind what it is that is happening in the United States. Y'all be like, no, we don't need to sit up and do that. We make our own rules and Viva la Mexico and all this. But I'm like, if you love Mexico, why you allow people to chase you out of home? Why did you run away from home to begin with? Why did you flee to a whole nother country, leaving your family and then coming here to start another family? That don't make no sense. That makes no sense. And then when the government is like, all right, we about to pack y'all up. Now y'all want to start protesting. Now y'all want to start doing this, that, and the third. And that's diabolical. That's crazy to me. But you wasn't trying to protest. You wasn't trying to speak on others directly out there that was running you out of home. That's crazy. That's crazy. But this also shows how the United States allows people so many freedoms that more than likely they would never have back home. And this is the thanks that we get when brand new people come here. They want to fly their other flag. That's crazy. You spitting in the face of America. Just to be honest, anybody that's pulling up to the scene, being in America, you able to live here, make money, all this other type of stuff. You are literally spitting in the face of the country that allowed you to be who it is that you are financially. That's how disrespectful y'all are. That's crazy to me. You're literally gonna run, flee. I'm talking about y'all are just, y'all can't wait to leave wherever it is that y'all came from. And y'all get here, and the moment that y'all start making it and all this other, y'all want to start waving y'all flags. Wave those flags back home. Wave those flags. If you want to be disrespectful, do that at home. Oh, that's right, you don't got one originally, because you ran from it. You left everything there, including your family and your kids, because America was calling. You just had to do. You act like the white boys from like the old Western era. Every white boy out here was a cowboy, and they were a part of these Westerns. They were gunslingers, bow, 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 Alec Baldwin style, and they just had to leave their family. Left Susan and little Bobby because the West was calling. They don't know if they're going to make it or not, but they'll send a letter. They never sent that letter. Them dudes created 4 to 5 different families out there. While y'all dummies were still sitting back there thinking if Tom was going to come back. Stupid. 100%. Just like this situation. So like I said, black Americans, don't be crashing out for these folks. They would never crash out for you. Whenever I prove it to you like this, whenever there's a talk about reparations, you get 2 answers from these exact same people telling black people. And I'm talking about, you got the Mexicans and you got other minorities out there. You get 2 answers from these people. Number one, they will sit there in silence I'm sorry, 3 answers. Number 1, they'll sit there in silence. Number 2, they'll decide to say, what about us? Or we're all in this together. It's not just you that went through this. Or the greatest one, which is number 3, you black people don't deserve it. Everybody has a history and this, that, and the third, but you guys are the only ones complaining about it and da-da-da and all this. Stop being victims and pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. So because of all of those answers and everything that I've seen, both audibly, verbally, and all, third option altogether, because I've seen and being able to take in all of that, right? I say the exact same thing. Y'all got it. Stop being victims. I'm literally looking at perpetrators try to turn around and say that they're victims. How does that work? You go around and you say that you're doing this in order to protest what the ICE agents and the United States government is doing. But at the same time, you're causing damage to public property. You're tearing up sidewalks. Who does that? Who does that? You're chipping away sidewalks so that you can throw it? What are we doing? That don't even make any sense. What really are, you're literally tearing up what it is that taxpayers put their money directly into. For a protest? Y'all burning up cars. What does that have to do with the protest? How is that going to bring back anybody that was quote unquote illegally detained and taken by ICE? How is that going to change the mind of the government? You're acting like kids. You're acting like very emotional kids that don't know how to manage their emotions. So you know what happens when kids don't know how to manage emotions? Number 1, they usually get, sent to a variety of places. Maybe you might have a Job Corps type of deal, directly in there. You might have, the military, or they may get shipped off to a home or whatnot, or even put in foster care. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And I don't got no problem with it. And again, I understand that some people are going to say that, oh, well, if you sit up there and let this happen, then, it's going to happen to all of them. Well, let it happen. Because I've been said that things like this were going to happen even before this whole thing dealing with the Mexicans and immigration and ICE. I've been said that the United States government had a plan for the American people, the American populace, and nobody wanted to listen. So like I said, let it fall. Let everything sit up there and fall. Like I said, the only way for people to understand is if everybody has to go through it. And that's the only time when it gets serious. That's the only time when people want to, we need to put everything to the side. We really need to come together. We need to do, let everything fall. Let everything fall. I don't care how people want to word stuff. I don't care whatever what ifs people got. I don't care. Whatever you got, it's not going to make me no difference. It ain't going to change my mind. Like I said before, just let it all fall. That's it. Because like I said before, everybody realistically is selfish. Nobody cares up until it's their time. Like I said, when black people tried to warn and tell people for the longest time possible of the things that were going to occur, the things that were going to happen, because historically we went through this. We had the government sit up there and firebomb. We had the government that allowed others to use police brutality in order to push us and do a variety of things within the black community in order to also dwindle down some of the strongest that we had in the community. We also had the government enable its own citizens to burn down black towns and cities and all this other type of stuff. Even with all of that information, even with all of the oral history, even with all of the written history, no matter what history that black people have or could give to people, nobody wanted to listen. White folks didn't want to listen. Latin and Mexicans didn't want to listen. The Asians don't want to sit up there and listen. The white Europeans don't want to listen. The Africans don't want to listen. The people from the islands, all of y'all don't want to sit up there and listen. So like I said, let everybody fall. That's where I'm at. That is my stance on all. Let everybody fall. I do not care what happens. I don't care what takes place. And like I said before, there's going to be, when everything actually falls, and it will, there's going to be a significant amount of loss of life on both sides. And at that point, I'm still going to sit here, if we even have internet, and I'm going to tell you to continue to let it fall. Because like I said, nobody understands up until you're meant to understand. Because what happens needs to be an everlasting memory. So much so that it doesn't just stay with the parents, that DNA wise, it needs to be inscripted on the DNA, on every single atom, on every single fiber, so that it gets passed down to every single child that is born, so that even if they weren't there to experience it, they know just because of the DNA, because of the information that is encoded of what happened. But like I said, up until that point, nobody actually cares. So as a Black American, let it fall. That's it. Like I said, I don't care what y'all got to say. And I done seen a lot of people wanted to put their flags back up on X, and it was like, oh, you Black Americans, this and that and all this other. I'm like, nah, keep those flags down like y'all been had them. Keep those flags down like you've been had them. Don't ever in your life try to sit up there and tell Black Americans that they need to care about something, when the only thing that Black Americans have been doing is caring about issues, even issues that have nothing to do with us. We've still cared. We've still loved. We've still tried to show some type of respect and dignity to other people directly out here, all to get nothing in return, all to have nothing to show for it, but the type of hatred and animosity, the type of finger pointing, the type of name calling that people want to specifically deliver to us. Like I said, let it fall. Or as Michael B. Jordan said in that great movie, burn it all. Let it burn. Burn it all. Right? Just do that. And only then will people understand. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.